Saying Mary, Mother of God, does not in any way mean that Mary was before God, or that she literally mothered God. Catholics realize that she only had a part in mothering the physical. The emphasis of the faith that is being shown is not on Mary, but on who Jesus really is. We do have to work out our salvation every day. However, this doesn't mean we earn it. It is still a gift from God, but just because it is a gift, it doesn't make our part in accepting it any less. A person can still be a Christian even if some of the doctrines they believe in are wrong, as long as they have accepted the gospel of Jesus Christ and want us to be one in that belief. Everyone who hears the truth is predestined to be saved. The only ones who have heard the truth who will perish are those who reject it. The Protestant Reformation started on October 31st, 1517, Halloween. I guess Satan couldn't resist the temptation to start his evil movement on a day that would come to be known for its unholiness. I say you don't have free will because God has given you no choice but to obey. This is contrary to saying you don't have free will because the power of sin gives you no choice but to disobey. Does the bread really become the flesh of Jesus during communion? As far as I'm concerned, it does, because that's how I see it. Apparently, I wasn't clear enough when I said, this is my body. If any part of it was supposed to be considered only symbolic, it was the point where I broke it to represent what would happen to my body. Islam was not started as a religion of submission to God, since they could have done that by being a Christian, which was already in existence. It was started as a religion of not submitting to Jesus as Lord. If you're not submitting to Jesus as Lord, then you're not submitting to God. Cities of darkness are isolated cities where unbelievers, heretics, and the vile will be forced to live. What the apostles verbally said to others is just as inspired as what is in the Bible. Humans are capable of doing good on their own. However, they are not capable of being righteous if they reject God's grace. I am a defender of the church. I will not let the gates of hell prevail against her. Jesus did die for all mankind because God's will is that none should perish. God knows everything that is going to happen in the world. Most of it he has determined to just let it happen as it will. Then there are those he has predetermined to conform to exactly as planned, in which he takes a much more active role in calling. God has chosen you to receive a spirit of sonship. You have nothing to fear as long as you don't reject it. God has predestined that mankind as a whole be adopted as his sons through Jesus Christ. God has chosen you from the beginning to be his real son. Please do not reject him. If you don't experience a profound sense of your own unworthiness and a deep feeling of gratitude for being forgiven and accepted as a child of God when you came to know and depend on Jesus as your Lord, then maybe you haven't experienced the awakening from being born again yet. The mutinous Protestant party shall now be called the Lucifers. When you die and you don't have a body any longer, you are still the temple of the Holy Spirit. So apparently, it doesn't have anything to do with a physical body. All areas of the world that are under the dominion of New Jerusalem will be republics. This does not mean that New Jerusalem is not a monarchy. There is still the central throne of Jesus Christ that rules over all the republics. They are considered republics so that they do not become individual monarchs or fiefdoms with their own thrones. Those that rule in the republics, although royal, are still no more than civil servants who have been appointed by God to serve its inhabitants and administer justice. We need to burn all the weapons of war, books that are in support and advocate other ideologies and religions, because the enemies of God will still try to use them against us, to steal our faith away and defeat us as long as they exist. The marriage supper of the Lamb will occur when all God's begotten children are ready to celebrate the Lord's Supper together as one.